what's coolin'? What's going on? We're headed to the Mile High today. I bet I can make some field goals up there. But Denver Broncos, number 15. Oh, we're in the top 15. I'm ready to go. This is a team that has so much potential. It's a really good roster. And Bo Nix, he takes that next step. I hear he's been hanging with Drew Brees. Ooh, get me excited. Why you got to do that to me? Offensive line, though. Let's talk about this roster. It's a very good roster, as I just mentioned. The offense line is one of those cogs that from top to bottom, another well-coached offensive line. You look at Garrett Bowles, left tackle Stallworth. You got Mike McGlinchey over at right tackle. I mean, sometimes in pass pro isn't his strongest point of his game, but two good tackles. You got Alex Pileski as your swing tackle, and Matt Parrott. Frank Crum, I think, ends up making the roster too, if I had to guess. Maybe Xavier Truss could end up beating out Matt Parrott, especially with his versatility. Something to keep an eye out on there. Marquise Cox, more likely maybe a practice squad guy. Their tackle position was ranked number 7 for me, and for good reason. I think they've got two very, very solid one very, very good one. I'll tell you on Garrett Bowles. And then you got interior. I have the guard position at number 6, also very good. It's held up by one of the best young guards, and honestly, the best guards, not just young guards, best guards in the NFL. Quinn Miners, that's right, dude, the belly. I think Quinn Miners is an absolute hog molly up there. He's the definition of a hog molly. And then you got Ben Powers, a great name. I don't know, it sounds like Austin Powers. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. But no, we won't be pulling out the pinky rings today. I think that the depth here is okay. I like Clay Webb a lot. I hope he ends up making the roster. I'm very high on him. And he also could give them a backup center if Alex Forsythe isn't coming along or whatever. We'll see. I know he's in competition with Luke Wattenberg. I do think Wattenberg ends up winning the job there. But if they're looking for more run blocking this year, which is what I've heard, then Forsythe would probably be better in that department. I'm going to be interested to see if Calvin Throckmorton ends up making the roster. My guess would be yes, and he would end up being a swing guard for them. So we'll see how that all works out. And then, as I just mentioned with the center position, I rank at 15th. I like Wattenberg. I thought he was really good in pass pro. Yeah, he's not the most powerful guy. I would love to see him gain like 5 to 10 pounds of muscle mass, and then that would probably help him out quite a bit. And another thing is, with these running backs, RJ Harvey coming in this year, maybe it's going to make the run game just overall better and reading lanes and stuff. I thought his vision was really good, and finding a running back that might be better suited to this offensive line, maybe Wattenberg will thrive a little bit more with another year of development in his program in this offseason. So I'm excited for this offensive line as a whole. I think they're a very good unit, is a top 10 unit in the offensive line in the NFL. Going into the wide receiving core here, which I rank at 27. You got Courtland Sutton just getting paid. Got $23 million a year. Let's go. $92 million over 4 seasons. Puts him in 18th in the NFL. Well-deserved on and off the field. Courtland Sutton's a beast. Had a great season last year. I don't think he's an elite number 1 or anything like that, but he's a good wide receiver. And certainly the team's number 1 right now. You got Marvin Mims Jr. I can't wait to see how he looks this next season. He's gotten better and better. He's got a lot of speed. And then you got Devon Bailey. Came out of nowhere in my eyes, really. I didn't expect that at all. Bailey looked really good and was definitely a surpriser. And then watch out for Troy Franklin this year. If he can hold on to the football and be consistent, dude's got electric speed, can be a big-time deep threat. Trent Sherfield probably makes the roster for special teams purposes, I would guess. You got Pat Bryant, who will definitely make the roster. I hear he's flashing in camp right now, too. Franklin and Bryant, I've heard some good things about. Now, watch out for guys like Joaquin Davis, maybe Carice White, A.T. Perry. They're going to be competing for maybe a 7th wide receiver spot, depending on how many receivers they end up keeping. To me, though, Davis and White definitely practice squad guys to keep an eye out on for. And some other dudes here, we'll have to see how things go out as preseason unfolds. Tight end-wise, number 12 for me in the NFL, it's Evan Ingram. It's Adam Troutman, a really good 1-2 punch. And Nate Atkins, Lucas Kroll, more inline guys there. Troutman's going to be your best blocker on the team. Ingram's going to be your mismatch, hybrid slot, sort of gadget guy, I guess, or whatever. Right, I mean, Evan Ingram's really good receiving tight end. Watch out for Caleb Lohner there from Utah. Lohner is a guy who gives you a jump ball ability, and I think he could end up making the roster, at least the practice squad. Who knows, right? If they want to keep 5 tight ends, I'm guessing they only keep 4, so they might have to move on. Maybe Nate Atkins or whatever. They'll figure something out there. Lucas Kroll. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Arcade Prescore, maybe he ends up, I think he's probably more of a practice squad guy, if I had to guess. But this tight end room looks really good. I'm like, this is a position that I don't think they need to. Now, long-term wise, that might be a different question. Like when we get into the draft conversation later on, this might be an area that they need to address going to the future. Now, this is an area that they did address, and they got RJ Harvey from UCF. This guy's electric. He's explosive. He's got a dangerous jump cut, and I think he's going to be jumping all over the football field. And even Garrett Bowles said, hey, we can hit some more outside zone runs this year. I'm excited, and I'm glad to see that, man. We need to see some more of that this year because I mean, what was their longest run? 29 yards last year, 30 yards? It was pretty pathetic. They need some more, boom, they need some more juice up here in Mile High. J.K. Dobbins will also be a nice veteran power, between the tackles vision guy. I like that signing as well. Aldrich Estime, I want to see more out of Estime. I like Jaleel McLaughlin a lot. I think he's underrated. I get it. His pass catching is not quite maybe where you'd want it to be. His pass protection and just generally, he's more of a, he's so explosive though, and he's really good as a runner. I like him a lot. It's just obviously the size limitations and stuff. So there is what it is there. But to me, he should make the roster. Hope he does. Taylor Betty's also a guy that looked pretty good last year. Blake Watson has some more receiving upside. I think it's going to be a tough call on how many guys they end up keeping. If it's 4 or 5, my guess is 4. Probably will end up doing what they did last year with Michael Burton, and they'll let him go early on. Maybe they'll bring him back as the season progresses, depending if they want a fullback or not. This running back room, I rank at 23. It's just, we'll see how RJ Harvey hits the ground running, but I do think they've got a good complementary set of skills, right? You got your slashers, you got your powers, and they should be in a good position there. Should be better than last year. Quarterback-wise, Bo knows, right? Oh, we get the video games out here. Hopefully Bo Nix can do the same thing. Bo Nix is unstoppable, and that's what if Bo Nix takes that next level. This is a Super Bowl caliber team. I said it. I believe it. Like, their defense is good. Their defense is really good. They can win a Super Bowl with this defense. So can't wait to see what Bo Nix looks like. Great coaching, obviously, with Sean Payton, Joe Lombardi. 19th years for my ranking of Bo Nix. Just need to see another year. It's too early. I know he played like a top 15 quarterback last year, but ultimately I need to see it for this sophomore campaign. Jarrett Stidham's going to be, to me, the backup. Sam Ehlinger, I don't know. Will they keep 3 quarterbacks? That's a good question. I think they'll only keep 2. I think it'll be Stidham and Nix. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Defensively wise, the edge and the interior defensive line, it's a very good unit. They have depth off the edge. And I love Q Robinson. I'm going to tell you that right now. Watch out for Q Robinson in maybe a year or 2. That guy, to me, he might end up beating out one of these guys at some point. Nick Benito's really good. Jonathan Cooper, so underrated, man. Yeah, he's not the most athletic or anything like that, but he's got some power to his game. He's such a good run defender and a complementary set of skills with him and Nick Benito. You got Jonah Ellis, Dondre Tillman, who kind of came out of nowhere. Savion Jones, who they just drafted as well, was a third-round pick. Q was a 4th. I'm just such a big fan of Q Robinson. That guy was so explosive out of Alabama. He's got the size profile. He's going to be dangerous if he can develop a pass rush set of moves and whatnot. That guy, I could see being a really, really good sleeper pick. So definitely keep an eye on Q Robinson when we get into training camp and in the preseason. And then we got in the interior, which, also I ranked the edge position at 19th. I know it's technically below average, but this is an edge position that I'm not really worried about at all. I think it just comes down to some of the young talent that they have taking that next step. The interior is beastly. Zach Allen might be one of the most underrated players in the NFL. Seriously, especially on the interior defensive line. Zach Allen, to me, is a top 10 defensive tackle. So good. Or at least a top 15. Like top 15, top 10. You can make the argument there. A very, very good football player. You got John Franklin Myers, very, very good football player. As a Jets fan, trust me, that dude can play. Obviously, you guys know, Denver Broncos, you saw him last season. Yeah, he's a beast. You got DJ Jones, Malcolm Roach. Those guys are locked in, making the roster. Now, there would be competition here. I think Jordan Jackson and Uwenzurike, one of those guys. If I had to guess, one of them ends up making the roster. Maybe they keep 6, but Uwenzurike and Jackson are going to be, my guess, competing for that next position. Uwenzurike just got to stay healthy. Like, that's the big thing. I know he's got talent. It's just he hasn't been able to really stay healthy throughout his career. Edgewise, Johnny Walker and Andrew Farmer are going to be trying to vie for, I think Walker makes a practice squad, and then Farmer, we'll see about that too. Ultimately, the defensive line looks really good. They've got depth. This is a top 15 unit all together for their defensive line. The linebacking position, this is the thing. This could either be a top 10 unit or it could be a bottom 5 unit because of injuries, like Alex Singleton coming off a major injury. Dre Greenlaw also dealing with his own, he's full go right now. He's been in everything like that at practice, which is huge, and he's a beast, right? He's a guy that's got one of the highest motors in the NFL. The dude just runs everywhere, it seems like. He can do everything, just jack of all trades guy. He's a superstar when on the field. It's just he's been dealing with injuries, so that's a big thing, and still trying to get over that Achilles takes some time. Their depth-wise, you got Justin Stratnod, who's a solid backup, and they made sure and re-signed him. And he's a guy that also has really good special teams ability. So he's somebody that if you did have Singleton or Greenlaw get injured, then Stranad certainly can be a guy that can step up and play. And then you got Drew Sanders, unfortunately, injured again. So, oh, man, geez Louise. It's unfortunate with Sanders. You got Lavelle Bailey. To me, honestly, make sure he makes the roster. I think he'd be a good number 4, especially with Sanders being injured. They can keep those 5 guys. With the injuries here, I would recommend they keep 5 guys. Corinne Reed, a guy that I actually like from Utah. We'll see if he, what kind of push he can give there to potentially make the roster. Probably more of a practice squad guy. So the linebacking position, like I said, it's boom or bust. If they stay healthy, it's a good one. I think it's a top 10 unit. Singleton, solid veteran. Greenlaw is a beast. So it just got to stay healthy. If you keep those 2 guys on the field, you're in a really good spot. They complement each other so well and too. And then into the cornerback room, top 3 here, top 5 in the NFL. They are to the point where they could trade one of these corners, and I still would feel good about this cornerback room. They're, well, other than Pat Surtain. Don't trade Pat Surtain or Jahdae Barron. But, man, this is a cornerback room I rank number 3 for a good reason. Pat Surtain's an absolute superstar. You got Riley Moss. He's coming along, right? I mean, from what I watched last year, I thought he had his moments where he was really good. He had some moments where it was a little bit up and down, and he could take that next step, and I feel good about that, though. I still think Riley Moss, good player. I like Chris Abrams-Drain a whole ton. Oh my, I mean, he was a bit of a draft crush. I think with a lot of people's draft crush. The dude, he's small but mighty, and he's just got incredible, incredible instincts. He makes up for the size with incredible instincts. I can't say incredible enough. He's Mr. Incredible. And then you got Jahdae Barron coming in here as a rookie. He'll play inside out. Sean Payton's already said he's inside and out. Doesn't matter. We're going to move him around. Jaquan McMillan's a guy that's underrated. He might get traded because of the depth that they have here in the cornerback room. And hey, if I was somebody, I'd throw out a 4th-round pick easy for Jaquan McMillan. So watch out, see what happens there. But you got Chris Abrams-Drain who can play inside out. He's got the toughness. They're very, very good at corner. So, yeah, man, Chris Abrams-Drain, so underrated. I feel like he'd be starting for a lot. Like, you put him on Miami, he'd be their number 1 corner right now. Safety-wise, you got ranked at number 9. Very good unit. That might even be a little low. It just comes down to Talanoa Hufanga. If he stays healthy and if he's full 100%, this is a top 5 unit possibly. And Brandon Jones, if he has another season like he did last year, making tons of plays in the back end, he was a key for them. PJ Locke now is a 3rd safety. I feel way better about that. Hey, don't be surprised if some of these other guys push him, like Sam Franklin, good special teamer, good size. You got Kedron Smith, maybe a sleeper to watch out for in the roster. Devin Key definitely has I think he ends up making the roster. So if they want to go a little bit younger, maybe a Smith ends up making it instead. Or J. Adele Skinner probably has a good chance of making the roster too. I'm guessing they keep it 4, maybe 5 here in the state. Probably just 4, who knows. But yeah, I think that Key makes the roster. Locke probably still the front runner unless one of those guys unseats. I'm going to guess they keep 5 actually. So maybe Franklin, Key, Locke. And then maybe Skinner beats out, one of those guys or Smith or something like that. So, yeah, you're going to have to keep an eye on who ends up making the roster. But in terms of the starters, looks really good. On to the coaching staff. I rank at number 6. You got Sean Payton, as advertised. It's like sometimes you worry about that. These guys take breaks and then they come back. And it's how are they going to do coaching-wise? Sean Payton didn't skip a beat. He was really, really good. And you got Joe Lombardi, Vance Joseph, 2 really good, solid coordinators. The staff has got so much experience. It's a really good staff. There's not much else to say about this. So it's an easy top 6. I don't really need to talk about how good Sean Payton is. So my record prediction here is 9-8. It's very tough. I have them just missing the playoffs. The first team missing the playoffs. It's a very tough division. You got to go against the Chargers and the Chiefs. And hey, the Raiders aren't going to stand by now with Pete Carroll. And hey, not even last year, of course, but Pete Carroll coming in. This is a very, very tough division. They got a tough schedule. 9-8, they're fringe. It's going to come down to the wide receivers this year, how good the guys, step up, like a Troy Franklin, Marvin Mims, Devon Bailey, etc. We know Sutton. And then Bo Nix. Will he take that next leap? Because certainly this team has the potential to win 11, 12 games very easily. I could see them winning 12 games, no problem. But it's going to come down to some of those things. And why I have like the Chargers or the Chiefs above them is because maybe the quarterback play, feel a little more confident or something like that. But Bo Nix and this team, there's a lot to look forward to. I have them going 9-8 as I mentioned. We shall see. Let me know what you think. Agree or disagree. Am I too low? Am I too high on the Broncos? Because who knows, right? There's so many possibilities. I hope you guys have a good day, though. Let's go.